Yeah. I always forget because I assume that we would not be a studio. We'd just be a room.
We are studio.
We're in a room. Hey, but it's our 50th anniversary. 50th anniversary? God damn, I'm already... Okay, wait, let me start by saying my head hurts so much.
So much.
My head hurts so much. But it's our 50th episode.
Yep.
And no disrespect to Kibbles, I might have my eyes shut for some of the times I'm talking.
That's okay. We're moving on up, though.
No, I mean, it just means we're persistent. It means we haven't killed each other yet.
Yet.
You say yet?
Yeah, yet.
Why'd you say it like that?
Just no reason. You forgot a joke.
Well, hold on. I wanted to mention that it's our 50th episode, and I'm glad that we're doing this, and I'm glad we're still doing this, and I appreciate Kibbles being able to be my therapist of wrestling, and just be able to kind of vent my stuff, because lately there's a lot more stuff to vent.
Mm-hmm.
But you said I forgot what?
A joke.
Oh right. Today we're devoting the whole episode to NXT Deadline.
But I didn't watch.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a podcast all about wrestling. In this corner, an author and a black belt, Kibbles.
Kibbles? What kind of name is that?
Pookie the Wolf is the best.
I forgot my cockies. And in this corner, Pookie the Wolf.
Pookie the Wolf is one of the best.
Welcome to the Kibbles and Pookie's Squared Circle.
Although I feel like I was half interested. Like, I wanted to watch, but I don't know. I wanted to watch...
CM Punk was there!
I wanted to watch what you call it more.
And one of your favorite wrestlers, Shawn Michaels.
Love Shawn Michaels. Don't be dissing Shawn Michaels. He's awesome.
He's a very rare talent to show up on NXT. He keeps himself as far away from that stuff as possible. It's not like he works with them at all.
Yep, he definitely doesn't work with them.
So yeah, there was Dirty Dom lost his title again.
Yep. Again, did he lose it?
He lost it before. And remember, Mommy told him to go get it back, and he did?
And then he won it back immediately. You're right.
Yeah.
Yep, you're right.
Because I remember that was the only time I was like, oh, she's mad at him.
Yeah.
Mommy's mad.
Oh, this is a really far left tangent, but I was watching Parts Unknown?
Yeah.
And they have that 3 count thing where they predict something with 3 words or less.
Yeah.
And so today they released a video where they reviewed their predictions for wrestlers from 2023. So I guess in December they did 3 or less for prediction, and they did WWE and AEW wrestlers. Shockingly, one of the 2 guys, when Triple H came up, his 3-word prediction was signs CM Punk.
Really?
Yep. And then they played the footage back, and he was like, yeah, he really did say this back in November of 2022. And then the other really weird thing was, so he said that, and then and then later they're going through AEW wrestlers who were signed to AEW at the time, because they did all of WWE, then all of AEW. And
Jade.
When CM Punk came up, he said his 3 words were returns in November.
Wait, he said CM Punk returns to WWE?
Well, he could only use 3 words, so his 3 words were returns in November.
Okay. All right, so you're saying he was saying he returns, he meant returns in AEW, but really,
right.
I mean, either way, he's correct.
Right.
That's
Which
weird.
is really weird.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry, that was a really far off tangent that I was like, holy shit,
fine.
that was really fucking weird.
So I didn't watch Rampage. I didn't get updated on Rampage.
Fuck Rampage.
Well, don't.
It's a useless show.
No, don't say that. Listen, since they got. Do you feel like this? Do you feel like AEW has suffered since the loss of Dark? Yeah.
No.
you don't want to connect the lines. You're like, no, it's not because of Dark.
I mean, maybe it's because of Dark.
Because when you think about it, listen. Okay, it doesn't affect the concept of This is my point.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't affect the concept of the ratings and the overall product.
Yeah, no.
But it affects the concept that the whole reason I got brought into AEW and I liked AEW is because I could watch talent that I would never normally watch unless it was shown on WWE. I think the fact that I could see someone like Cheeseburger or someone like Willow or someone like Dalton Castle, you know what I mean? But like people who wouldn't normally be shown, like I was so into Chris Statlander when she was doing dark matches, and then she hurt herself, and I'm like, all right, she's going to come back. And I was psyched for her to come back. I think it affects the overall product of what AEW used to be because of the fact that Dark is gone. Because you're not seeing new people now. You have to go watch it on Honor Club. And someone thought, oh, we should be paying money. We should have a version of Dark, but it's paid money to
Right. Right. Well, see, that's interesting because then you brought it to where my head is more at, was that the AEW product suffered more from the acquisition of Ring of Honor than it did from the loss of Dark and Elevation.
Yeah.
They bought Ring of Honor, and I think there is too much stuff going on across too many different things, and it is like spreading a lot of things like really thin and stuff. And I do see. I see what you're saying.
I think for like the hardcore fan to have Dark very easily accessible, like you just watch it if you're like chilling on the computer and just kind of like kept it on. You don't need the sound, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But to see people be like, you know, I predicted Toa, whatever the guy's name is, part of the Gates of Agony.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, that guy's gonna be good. That guy's gonna be good if they bring him up to AEW, and he's part of Swerve's group now. So I think.
Yeah, well, I guess that's the interesting thing, because like if you Chris Van Fleet had Ethan Page on, and one of the talking points or things or whatever that Ethan Page had brought up, in his words, were there's not enough TV time for the amount of talent that they have signed.
Yeah.
Which I agree, and. You to a certain extent, because of injuries and other stuff, you always have to have a little bit more talent than you have TV time, just to kind of build yourself a buffer. But I think AEW is it's way too much
right now. It's not too good. I mean,
there's a lot of like weird cross stuff going on, like on Collision, like there's like the rivalry with Shane Taylor and Keith Lee happening, and it's happening on Ring of Honor TV, but then they just like randomly keep mentioning it on Collision for no reason. Like they're like, here's a video package for it, and I'm like, are you trying to get me to watch Ring of Honor? Or,
I mean, that could be the case.
I don't know. Like I said, I had signed up for the Honor Club, and I was like, I'll check it out, and like I felt like after watching 1 or 2 episodes, I was like, this weekly show is not good enough for me to keep paying money to watch.
And it's funny too, because when you said, if you've listened to other episodes, you hear Kibbles say about how, you know, the world heavyweight champion for Ring of Honor was on Dynamite all the time, and then they go, okay, he got rid of it, and then Eddie Kingston goes, I'm going to give it up for the Continental Classics. It's like, okay, you guys are literally doing the exact same thing now.
Right, yeah. The title doesn't mean anything, and
Kingston should have kept the title on the show and just kept working that. They shouldn't even had him in the Continental Classic. They should have just had him working a Ring of Honor to make it something big.
Right, and I know you don't agree with me, but in my opinion, they needed to have exclusive Ring of Honor. Like you can have some people that go back and forth.
I agree with that though.
Okay,
I agree with that. But what you were saying with Claudio, I think I agree with.
Okay.
I think the concept. I don't want it to I don't want to have to pay for it if you're going to do that. But at the same time, I was mad because Dark was just gone in general.
Yeah, I could see like you can have some talent that go back and forth, but there needs to be talent that's exclusive. And if there's talent that's not exclusive, then there's no reason for me to watch.
Like, and I don't know because I'm not watching it. But the only proof I have that stuff is going good is Athena. Athena is the only thing I've been hearing good things about.
Athena is basically the only thing that's been happening.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean. Like her and Billy Starks, that whole thing is just like that's a year. It's been a year.
I
And
think
I'm like,
I
Jesus Christ, I didn't even realize it. I was like, holy shit, it's been a whole year since she's had the title.
excuse me. Sorry, I didn't want to clear my throat into the microphone. I think I saw that they announced their main eventing the pay-per-view. I think.
That would make sense.
I could be wrong, but I think I saw that somewhere.
God, she's so great. Athena's fantastic.
Yeah, they did. What was the other match they announced was the Blackpool Combat Club against FTR and Mark Briscoe, which I think will be a cool match. It's kind of a respect Jay Briscoe thing.
Oh yeah, okay. I was gonna say it's Ring of Honor.
Yeah, they Brian Danielson like set it up and whatnot, kind of being like FTR and the Briscoes' final match was at Final Battle, and he had like looped it in with like Brian Danielson's last match was at Final Battle or so. Like there was a weird like connecting of like him and of like Jay and them and everything, and so like they're using that, and he's like, we want to like we're challenging you three to a match kind of in Jay's honor type thing. And I was like, that's really cool actually. Like that's like a really unique, you can't do it all the time, but like that's a really unique way to like build this like cool match that otherwise doesn't make sense. So that's cool, and like I would want to see that match. So yeah. I also wonder if that plays the hand of World's End there being a 6-man tag match. Because the House of Black have been doing that thing with FTR, and one of Malachi's big selling points has been like, see, nobody's coming out to help you. See, nobody's coming out to help you.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, oh, they'll tag with Mark at Final Battle. And at this point, Mark's eliminated from the Continental Classic. He's only got 2 more matches left. So it'll, you know what I mean? They'll do 2 more weeks, and then Mark Briscoe will be the guy to come out and help FTR, and we'll do House of Black against FTR and Mark Briscoe 6-man tag.
Yeah.
At World's End would be my guess.
Yeah, I mean,
because at first I really thought that it was Malachi just jabbing at CM Punk.
Mm-hmm.
But then after they booked the Combat Club against them and Mark Briscoe, I was like, oh shit, okay, yeah, that makes sense. That's where this would logically go. Mark Briscoe would come out and help FTR, and we'll have a 6-man tag, and that would also have to mean that Brody's not going to be in the finals, which is okay.
He'll wait. That doesn't make. Well, yeah, I guess he would.
It
He would
just
just come up short, huh?
right. I mean that because they're gonna. They had said that what they're doing is the top 2 people in each bracket will fight in a semifinal, and then the final will be at the pay-per-view. So I could see Brody maybe going to the semifinal and then losing, so he's not in the final.
Yeah.
So
I was trying to look up what they had for the Ring of Honor thing yet.
Final Battle. There's I'm aware of 3 matches: the Women's World Championship, the 6-man tag, and then Keith Lee and Shane Taylor.
Stupid. That's why. Because I was thinking it was Death Before Dishonor, but that's over in April or March, right?
Yeah,
that's around like WrestleMania time.
Mm-hmm. I will say Ring of Honor has really. I feel like they have really cool pay-per-view names. Like Death Before Dishonor, Final Battle, Supercard of Honor. Like I feel like those are just really cool names, you know?
Yeah.
So
okay. So there's only 4 added so far, and that's the 3 we've mentioned already, and then the other one is Tony Nese and Ethan Page. Sorry.
Oh, and that's a something. That's a something. A Last Man Standing or something like that.
It doesn't say, but maybe.
They were talking about it on commentary last night when he was facing Kenny Omega. They mentioned it.
Shane Taylor versus Keith Lee. Athena versus Billy Starks. Yeah.
Interestingly enough, nothing about the television championship, which Joe was like, fuck this belt.
Yeah, like, what the fuck are they doing now with that?
Unless they just wanted to get rid of it, and that was the way to get rid of it.
Speaking of television and Smo Joe, how do you like Twisted Metal so far?
Good. First episode was good. I mean, you really only get
It's really fun.
the glimpse of him.
It's a really fun episode. A really fun show.
So I did no like research or like anything going into it. I went to like click on it, and like how Peacock will like tell you what genre it is, the show or movie, and so the genre was comedy, and I was like, and like in my head, I guess because of the way the trailers were presented, it seemed to me like it was going to be more of like action thriller with some comedy like dripped in, and that it wasn't going to be a straight comedy. I mean, but this is definitely a comedy. I mean, there's action and thriller.
There's action. It's less action than
There's more
comedy.
There is action and thriller in it. I'm not saying it doesn't have that, but I'm saying that it has more comedy than I expected. Which is not a bad thing. Not a bad thing. I don't mean that as a bad thing.
You got the Stephanie, right? Stephanie showed up.
Yes.
She's great in it.
She got branded, and then the episode ended with them staring each other down with the guns, and
Sweet Tooth
was driving towards them.
Yeah, at that point, after the first episode, I was not really fully invested yet, because I was like, this is kind of corny. But then once you get into it, it's like, okay, it's actually pretty good, because there's ongoing jokes that like recurring jokes where like I don't remember. Did John already talk to Nev Campbell's character? Forget what her name was. About her going to. Did he talk to the woman about going to the place that picks something up and coming back?
Yeah, going to Chicago.
Yeah, that part with the Jello thing that comes up like recurring.
Jello.
Yeah,
I liked that. I think my favorite joke. So far was the parallel parking.
Yeah.
That
one's great too. That's where I was like, is this gonna be like really cheesy? And then I was like, the joke really kind of paid off because it was funny.
Yeah,
it's very Anthony Mackie of him. Like even when he announced it at the Gaming Awards that they're doing season 2, he was just like talking to the crowd as if the crowd was talking back. It's just like, just announce what you're gonna announce, dude. Like he was just like, oh no, he's like, y'all need to stop it, and like he just kept doing that over and over again.
Yeah,
and he's like, look at you, oh you're cute, and they didn't like cut to like the person in the crowd. He just kept doing it. I'm like, all right, come on.
Very controversial. Game Awards.
Why is that?
Oh, there's like a lot of hubbub going on around online because of how much time they gave to announcements and celebrities and non-gaming people.
Matthew McConaughey was there. Can't they just be proud that we've made it?
Apparently not.
Video games are not a side. People don't laugh at video games anymore. I remember when people would be like, E3 or Game Awards. Who needs a gaming awards? People play video games? Yeah, all the time now. I don't know why we're not. Now we're bitching about how little we get attention to it. It's just like, who cares? People are noticing it. Matthew McConaughey's in the game now.
I mean,
all right.
I get their gripes.
No, I get it too.
I support them.
Oh, well, that's where I draw the line.
Oh.
No, I'm kidding.
No, I support them. They actually said that they sent out letters to all of the, like, people were, like, started then, like, tweeting and showing that they had sent out letters and stuff, and were told that if they won anything, their speeches had a maximum allotted time of 30 seconds, and if they went longer than 30 seconds, they flashed, and people took pictures of it. They flashed, "Please move along" on the prompter screen, and then if they didn't within 5 seconds, they started playing the music and like kicking them off. And apparently, they did it in the middle of somebody giving like a very like heartfelt speech and stuff. So I think that like bothered people a lot. It was like they were given like a really like heartfelt speech, and it wasn't like they had been going on for 5 or 10 minutes. It was like 20 seconds into this heartfelt speech, they were like, all right, get off the stage.
I think it's like an E3 though, or like I guess E3 would be the best example, where it's just like, I want to hear what's coming out. I want to hear what you want to show off. I want to hear footage of a game that, I want to hear reveals. Like one of the biggest ones for me was like, they announced Final Fantasy is going to have a crossover event with Apex, and I'm like, that's awesome. That's the first. Oddly enough, Apex, as much as they do these bootleg versions of crossover skins, they're actually getting a licensed crossover.
Yeah, Fortnite's got them beat there.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, there was somebody else who started doing crossovers now.
Call of Duty.
Well, Call of Duty's they're ridiculous because it's like I don't want to get shot in the ass by Nicki Minaj.
It's very interesting that like the game that it's very interesting to see gaming go in that direction. Like this is like a first for gaming, like to really be like having these licensed things where you're playing as characters in other games and all this thing. Like we've never
I'm constantly playing as Spawn in Call of Duty.
Yeah, like it's a very like I don't know, like I feel like I feel like 10 years ago that like wasn't even an idea.
If they had gotten a WWE license or ability to license for Call of Duty, I would have Becky Lynch in 3 different games. Because I have her in Siege and I have her in Fortnite.
I'm glad we brought it back around.
Yeah. Well, I was trying to bring up wrestling.
In my head, I was like, wow, like 5 seconds ago, I was like, we went really way off topic.
But, I'm excited for it. It's gaming has changed a lot, and I think we're past the point of being recognized as an actual medium.
Yeah.
And now we're just like, people are getting introduced to games and I don't know. It's just fun. But anyway, yeah. I did have a weird thing to ask you.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like, and I could be wrong. I could be the opposite way. It could be the complete opposite. Either one, I feel like one of them is the bizarro version of the other. I need to talk about the Chicago girl from the Chicago girl pro wrestler with their hat backwards.
She doesn't have a hat backwards anymore.
Who are you talking about?
Cora,
Jade, or Sky Blue?
Sky Blue.
I found out this. Okay, so like I was like, this is weird. Okay, because Jade is also a color green. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Sky Blue. I'm like, this is a really weird comparison. And then I was like, where's Cora Jade from? Chicago. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? The only difference is like Sky Blue isn't a huge CM Punk fan.
These Chicagians like to wear their hats backwards.
Yeah, it's really weird. It's very strange. Like the similarities. I feel like it's coincidence, and that's why it's strange to me. If it's not, if they like used to tag together in like the indies or whatever, but even then, I'm like, she has to be a couple years ahead of her, right? Wouldn't like Cora be ahead of her a little bit?
I have no idea.
I don't know. That whole situation creeps me out, though. It's just weird. I'm like, that's just really coincidental, unless it's like, I want a definitive answer. Has Cora Jade copied Sky Blue, or I feel more likely Sky Blue has copied Cora Jade?
It's okay. What are also the possibility that they were a tag team on the Indies and just so happened to get signed to 2 different?
That's fine too, but I want to know the reason. I want to know why.
I don't know.
Also, the reason I brought it up is because she'd come back last night at Deadline and showed that she wanted the title or whatever. But it was a nice moment with CM Punk and her where he like stopped an interview and been like, "Hey, I just wanted you to know I'm proud of you. April's proud of you. We're just very proud of you, and you need to be proud of yourself." And then it was very nice. It was very touching because I think because of all the posts that she had made and all the backstory she had, she was a huge fan of him. Mm-hmm. There's even the video of back when he was in WWE and she like met him and started crying. This is before she was even she was still a teenager, and she started crying. He's like, stop, please stop. I'd rather not make women cry. Mm-hmm. And like this whole thing, it's really nice to see it come full circle to be like they're both in the same company and she can have her, idol or whatever, her influence for wanting to do what she's doing, tell her you're doing a great job. That would matter to me at least.
Yeah.
One day I'd like Bill Cosby to tell me I did a good job.
No.
Because of comedy. I'm saying because of comedy.
No.
Someone else? Someone else.
Pick
Who's
somebody
alive?
else. Pick somebody else.
Mel Brooks?
Sure.
Okay. Or Louis C.K. No, wait, that's not a good one either. That one's on the fence, too. Never mind. We'll go with Mel Brooks.
Speaking of
I'd
CM
love to
Punk,
see where you're going. Okay. That has nothing to do with what we said. Go ahead.
Friday night on SmackDown, he finally did the promo that I think should have been his first fucking promo when he came out on Raw, instead of the promo that said nothing about nothing.
Do you mean the
made no
Royal
sense.
Rumble?
Yes.
Okay.
So he came out and he basically was like, maybe I'm here to, talk about throwing 29 other guys, and then he eventually brought it up and kind of had said that, I'm here to do the one thing that I've never done, and that's main event WrestleMania. And then he took shots or threw shots at both Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins, so that way it's unclear which direction he's going to go. He made maybe a not great joke about the backstage fights.
I didn't hear that part.
Yeah, he had referenced Kevin Owens because Kevin Owens does the thing where I guess he punches Grayson Waller and Austin Theory backstage.
Mm-hmm.
And so he was like, yeah, and then this Kevin Owens guy's going around just punching people backstage, getting in fist fights backstage. This is 2023. You can't be doing that stuff. And then he pulls on his collar.
That is actually pretty funny to me. I like that actually.
So
God damn you. God damn you, Phil.
The interesting thing was it really, I mean, I'd have to go back and rewatch it. I didn't fully notice at the time because I was like, oh, he just said that. But apparently somebody was talking about it and they're like, go back and watch it. There's not really a crowd reaction. Almost like you're talking to a lot of WWE people who have no idea that happened. And so there was no I can't believe you just said
the
that.
Audience?
Yeah.
That's weird.
The live audience didn't have this big reaction
I feel
to
like they
it.
would have though.
People
people are aware of WWE, right? Or AEW, right? I mean, they know all the stuff about Cody Rhodes.
I don't know that there's enough people that are aware that CM Punk was fired for getting in a fist fight backstage.
That doesn't make any sense. They have to know why he's there now. No one.
I think there's a lot of people that don't. I think there's a lot of people that watch WWE, don't care about AEW, don't watch anything with AEW, don't know anything about AEW. They have to be
super oblivious because even when he got fired, they'd be like, "Oh, now he's gonna come. Now he's gonna go to WWE. We're gonna have him now." There's no fucking way. Either they fucked around with the audio on the live taping or whatever, because they do the whole booing in.
It's possible.
Or something. There's no way that they don't know about that. There's got to be a group of people. There's a group of people out there who go to both events. There's no fucking way that
I'm not saying there's. I'm saying there's
I'm not
probably
saying,
a greater group of people who don't care about AEW, which has to be true.
But even if you don't care, you still have to know.
In watching,
you would still have to know. Even if you don't care, you still would know that. You would still be like, oh yeah, this guy came back from AEW because he was at that crappy other company and he started fights with other people because they're a bunch of garbage people, or I don't know, whatever the reason they want to fucking argue with him. But they have, even if they don't care about them, they have to still know about it.
Maybe. I don't know.
You don't.
Anyway,
you're not for example, you're not a football fan of one team and not aware of what other teams are doing. You know what I mean?
Oh, I definitely know people that are like that.
That they aren't aware of what other teams are doing? Because there's people
they don't care what other teams are doing.
Well, there's people
they don't care to the point that they don't look to see what other teams are doing.
You're saying they don't care, but you keep saying you don't care. But I'm saying the awareness is there. It's there has to be people who are out there. Even with your favorite team, you go, my team is the Buccaneers or whatever the team, whatever. Be like, I don't know, the Jaguars are looking good. They might be difficult later on down the road or whatever. They have to be aware of it.
But that's completely different than but that's also completely different than I'm a Buccaneers fan and I know about stuff that's happening in the back locker room of this other team. Yeah, they know he was in AEW. I'm sure I have no doubt that there's a large set of fans that have no idea that he was let go because of physical altercations.
I find that so crazy.
Or
To the point where I'm like,
or
they
they've
have to
just
be
gone-
children.
or they're I would venture to say probably the bulk of kids who watch just WWE probably have no idea that happened.
Okay, I'll give you that. That makes sense.
I would say there's probably also a large casual audience that isn't aware that happened.
Mm-hmm.
Like a perfect example. Sabrina would be there live. Sabrina would be there with me. Someone can make comments, but hers would be the reverse. We could go to AEW. Somebody could make a comment about a WWE thing, and she would have no reaction because she has no idea what's happening on that show.
I know what you mean now. I get what you're saying.
She has no interest.
The issue I had was that there is always an awareness, but I think there's people who aren't even watching who will be like, I don't get it. You know what I mean? Like in the case of what Sabrina is, I would understand that. That's where I'm like, okay, I get that.
Right.
But anyway,
it's like it part of it makes me think of like the there was definitely times where Cody Rhodes would like say stuff on AEW and stuff, and it like no reaction because she has no idea what he's referencing, what he means. Nothing.
Did CM Punk at all mention that Seth Rollins or Roman Reigns was the third best guy in his own team, and it's not the first time?
No.
Oh, well, because then he stands by what he said about Jon Moxley.
He basically said that his throw at Roman was that a wise man had told him to, like, he had talked about how when he first left, he was like, a wise man told me to leave, and then he said, and then he goes, just remember, I was the first Paul Heyman guy.
Yeah. I saw that part where he's talking about I was the first Paul Heyman guy, and how he said, what did he say? He was my wise man first or something like that.
And then he his shot at Rollins, or his thing with Rollins was, he said, was
it something about Becky?
Yeah, he said he's not even the man in his own relationship. But before that, he had gotten to him by saying like, "Oh, everybody's so excited to see me backstage, except for one guy."
Yeah,
and then he, so and then he was just like, "Am I going to sign with Raw? Am I going to sign with SmackDown?" He's going to sign with Raw. I mean, it's to me, it's really clear. Especially because he was like, I'm going to make my decision on Monday. I'll make my decision and tell you all on Monday Night Raw this week. So I was like, okay, well, that makes sense. Because and then also I was like, well, it makes sense for him to go to Raw. Orton just returned and he's going to SmackDown. So
yeah, it would make sense for him to go to SmackDown after Orton just did. And
right.
Orton did it in less fucking time of wasting my time watching.
Well, see, that's interesting because that was actually my thing, was CM Punk had this huge like return, and then he's the next night on Raw he just said a bunch of gibberish that didn't mean anything.
They killed his momentum,
and then he wasn't on SmackDown, he wasn't on Raw, and so then they waited basically like a whole week and a half to bring him back on TV on SmackDown, and then this is when he was like, I should get in the Royal Rumble. I want to main event WrestleMania because that's what I left for in the first place. And I was like, this is the fucking promo you should have done fucking a week and a half ago on Raw.
That first Monday, this is what you should have said.
Yeah.
The part I didn't like about it was the Royal Rumble comment where he said, do you want me to throw over 29 superstars? He should have just said, end main event WrestleMania, not stand up on the turnbuckle and point at a sign. It's like you're too self-aware, and it's just like it doesn't genuinely make me feel like the I'm home comments really mean something.
Yeah. Well, so the one thing that was interesting that was kind of going through my mind after listening to a couple of podcasts was, obviously there's like big money in CM Punk being a heel, because Punk's a great heel.
Mm-hmm.
There's also right now, because of him just returning and everything, there is huge money in CM Punk being a babyface. And it's just very interesting because like he did that first promo on Raw where he's talking about like, oh, everybody's welcoming me with open arms and everybody's all excited and everybody's all happy. And then at the end of the promo, just to the camera, he said, "I'm not here to make friends. I'm here to make money."
Yeah.
And it was probably just him just taking a shot at AEW. But I was like, man, that's almost like the perfect thing for him to be like, I said all these things and I'm just ass kissing you guys, and like here comes my heel turn that nobody's expecting because I just came back. Now I don't think that's going to happen because there's just, again, way too much money in CM Punk being a babyface right now. But yeah, I fully, whether he wins the Rumble or not, I fully expect him and Rollins to main event night 1 in Philadelphia.
In a 4-night bi-weekly
extravaganza.
I'm sorry, I have work stuff I'm trying to deal with, so I'm
It's all
getting some
good.
text messages. I'm sorry.
I guess then the only problem is we do Cody and Roman again, I guess. Like I feel like I'm not invested.
That's what Culture was saying. Adam Wilborn kept saying it. He's like, they're going to finish the story. They're going to come back around to it and do it again. He also was the one who said CM Punk will return at Survivor Series, and he said it like a joke. He also says stuff like NXT is the best product on WWE. CM Punk is going to return to Survivor Series, and that Cody Rhodes is going to beat him for the title at WrestleMania. So he's only been correct about one of them. I don't know about NXT, but yeah, it's. Did we talk about he lost to Dragon Lee? I'm sorry. Did we talk about the fact that I just told you that? Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know if I told you who won it.
Yes.
But yeah.
And then Roosh congratulated his brother on Twitter.
Did he?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
They're brothers.
I forgot about that.
Mm-hmm.
Holy shit. I had to
Holy
take a
shit.
step back. Holy shit, I forgot
Holy
that he was
shit.
on AEW, right?
Like once or twice, yeah.
Because I remember he was he was Ring of Honor. It was him versus Roosh at Ring of Honor when it first started.
Right. Yeah, you're right.
I do remember that now.
Yeah, you are correct.
You are correct, sir.
So, one thing that I had wanted to bring up was the Continental Classic, and that the
How do I turn this fucking ringer off? I hate this goddamn thing.
ring. Hello.
Sorry.
The fact that the blue bracket
League is better
and
than
blue
the
league
gold.
is so much better than the gold.
It's-
Way more
He
interesting.
said it's in the tech. That's why I knew.
Way
already.
more interesting.
I
I feel like I guess I didn't really realize this when they had started, but especially now, it's like really clear that it's like the Gold League is to prop up 3 guys, and they're gonna win all of their matches when they're not fighting each other.
Mox, Swerve, Jay White.
But the Blue League is there to tell. I don't want to say more interesting stories, maybe, but the Blue League is there to have these really great matches, and I feel like we are clearly getting very close to it being like somebody is going to just barely edge somebody else out. Whereas the Gold League, we already got 2 guys eliminated. Because they've already said that, they already said it's impossible for Jay Lethal or Mark Briscoe to, it's impossible for either one of them to catch up because there's only 2 matches left and there's 2 guys with 9 points.
Mm-hmm.
So it's physically impossible for them to win, or physically impossible for them to get into the top 2 spots.
Before I was distracted, I was going to ask about the Blue League. Do you think the Blue League does the Blue League have the winner in it? Do you think?
See, that I don't know because I
from what
really want Swerve. I really want Swerve to win,
So what? Yeah, well, exactly. But from what I'm seeing,
but I also don't want Swerve to win.
why?
Follow me here.
Okay, I'll try.
If Swerve wins, then he is this Continental Classic champion. Which is it a real championship or is it just the
Like the Owen Hart.
like the Owen Hart thing?
Yeah.
I don't know. but they also become Ring of Honor World Champion and the New Japan Strong Champion, which means if Swerve wins, he's going to do Ring of Honor stuff and New Japan stuff, which means he probably won't go into the main event of AEW and start going for the World Championship. So I almost want somebody else to win, so that way Swerve can do a main event story with MJF.
Well, I have some good news for you. On this episode of our 50th episode, I'm going to announce who's going to win the Continental Classic
shit.
right now.
Who's it
I'm
gonna
going
be?
to shoot it right now. After I've seen
Is
last
it from
night,
the hip?
it's going to be the man with the
Plan.
hot and flexible manager, Andrade El Idolo. I think he's going to win it all.
You think?
Yeah.
Interesting.
If you beat Bryan Danielson in a tournament that I thought Bryan Danielson was made to win, I think Andrade is going to win it all.
Yeah.
And I also think it's a concept with, I think a lot of the times AEW has done this with him a lot, where it almost seems like Andrade is like, I can go wherever the fuck I want. If they wanted me back at WWE, I could just go back to WWE. And he probably could.
I think
Tony,
assume he's going to.
I think Tony is like, I got to give him something to keep him here.
Yeah, I mean, if I was going to make a prediction, which we probably should do 2024 predictions at some point this month.
We have a couple more weeks,
That's what I'm saying. At some point this month,
but not on Christmas.
not on Christmas. Christmas is on Monday, so it'd be on Christmas Eve.
Yeah, we literally have to. I don't think we're going to do that.
Probably not.
We're going to do the last week before Christmas.
Yeah. So, what was I saying? If I was a betting man, I think when Andrade's contract is up in 2024, I think he's going back. I think he's leaving and going back to WWE.
I mean, does he have, what is the contract situation for him, though?
I don't know. I just heard that his contract's up. There's a lot of discussion going around that there's a lot of contracts up in 2024 from both companies. MJF's contract is up. Andrade's contract is up.
I don't see MJF leaving.
I don't either.
It's so weird.
AJ Styles' contract is up. Drew McIntyre's contract is up.
Oh my goodness.
Drew, it's kind of weird to say, but I could totally see AJ being like,
Yeah.
I'm going to go over.
Absolutely. I think because he's part of the Bullet Club, I could see him moving going over there.
Like I could really see AJ taking off.
In my eyes, and I'm probably, maybe a lot of people agree with me, I feel like he's held up TNA for so long, and then he went to WWE eventually.
Mm-hmm.
But like when I think of TNA, I think AJ Styles.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm not even like a big fan of him, but I'm like, that guy is just.
I could also see AJ deciding to go to AEW because the schedule is lighter. Like if he stays in WWE, he's got to do more shows. He's got to do the house shows and all that stuff.
Yeah,
he doesn't have to. And
they have fucking Adam Copeland barely on TV, so
exactly, it's a huge.
How do you
issue
feel
with
about
them.
Wednesday, by the way? Because I fucking.
Oh, I knew that was coming.
Yeah, as soon as she got in the ring, you're like, oh, here we go.
Oh, dude, listen. When he concertoed Nick Wayne, and she was sitting in the corner, and she was giving Edge this look, or Adam Copeland this look, I was like,
Sorry,
she's screwing him.
We're not legally.
Okay, we're not legally
We're not going
bound.
to get sued by any company.
Oh, thank
'cause
God.
I mean, we get some good views sometimes, but it's not going to be an issue where they're like, you can't say that.
You can't say that.
If MJF can do
So-
it, we can.
Yeah. So
Edge,
exactly.
Or Adam Copeland. Sorry.
So when he concertoed Nick Wayne, and the mom was sitting in the corner,
knew he was
I
gonna
was like,
she was gonna
she's
screw him
screwing him
over.
out of the title. Like
Really?
when that happened, I was
Maybe
like,
I
she's
didn't-
joining Christian
Maybe I
right
didn't
then and
pay
there.
attention to that.
Right then and there,
I
was
thought-
like, here it is. Here's the moment.
Maybe because Edge was involved, I thought like WWE style, like her like open mouth, like making out with Christian afterwards. I'm like,
Oh.
that just seems such an Edge
Oh,
thing.
I didn't. I mean, I didn't think it was gonna go that far.
No, I didn't think that either. But I was like, hopefully, I don't do that.
No, yeah. But as soon as that happened, I was like, she's screwing Edge out of the championship.
Just so we can,
I
we
knew
should
it immediately.
They should have did it just so they could have JR on commentary
It's-
calling her to Jezebel.
Jezebel.
Goddamn Jezebel.
I will say, as much as it was predictable, it was fantastic storytelling and fantastic nuance to the story. Because there's a logical reason for her wanting to screw Edge, and not just, oh, I'm doing it because I'm turning heel.
I want to.
You know what I mean? Like there was a logical reason behind her doing what she did.
I wouldn't mind screwing Edge. Am I right?
Right.
No, nothing.
No. Right?
There's no.
No?
I want to ask you a
Right.
question, and this is gonna put you in an uncomfortable position, and I'm sorry, but this is just strictly for comedy. You can say whoever, but I want you to answer honestly. If you had to sleep with a male
What
wrestler,
the fuck is happening right now?
who would it be? Who do you think would give you the
fuck
most
is happening
respect
right
and
now?
love?
What the fuck? Anthony
Who do you-
Bowens.
Oh, okay, all right. That's a good answer.
Because he knows what he's doing.
Hey, that's definitely the weird part about your answer was very likely that could happen. He could honestly, he'd be down for it.
He would.
God, he's a sexy man.
He
huh?
would know what to do. So there you
I'm
go.
not a gay man, but he's a
All
very
right,
attractive.
well, who would you say?
Let me get back to you on
Oh,
that.
fuck you.
No. Like I legitimately am thinking about it.
Oh, let me ask you this question. I don't have an answer to for myself. Put you on the spot.
No, I can't think of it right now. I'm trying to think of a good one. I'm trying to think of my honest opinion. Yeah, I can't think of one that's like definitely this one. There's men out there I'm like, that's an attractive man. But I can't think of like anybody at the moment where I'm like, absolutely this person I'd
Like
have
Randy
sex with.
Orton. That's an attractive man.
Maybe not Randy Orton now.
Logan Paul. That's an
Definitely
attractive man.
No, thank you.
You've got a purty mouth.
Okay. Well,
Come on, you have to know that was coming.
yeah. No, that's yeah, I don't know.
Meanwhile, in the Blue League,
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Bryan
Sorry.
Danielson is 2-1. Andrade's 2-1. Brody is 2-0. Kingston's 1-2. Claudia's 1-2. So like, there's like a lot of craziness going on there.
Yeah, do you think they're gonna? I don't know. Do you think they're gonna do any of like the draws or ties or anything like that?
I'm gonna be really upset if nobody draws or ties because they fucking made it. They fucking first off, they fucking get they make it part of the rules. Like they're not just like nobody gets any points. Like it gets mentioned all the time that you only get 1 point.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, okay, there has to be one fucking match that's a draw in this tournament. And now for the last like 2 or 3 matches, we've now gotten far enough along that the ring announcer is like 15 minutes have gone past, 5 minutes remaining.
Yeah.
And then they go 3 minutes remaining, 2 minutes remaining, and I fucking hate that they do that.
Do you think that I was correct in saying that
Daniel Garcia gets no wins?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I was very correct. in that.
I could also still be correct because I said Jay Lethal. Jay Lethal hasn't won any
I
yet
don't
either.
want that though. I really wouldn't want that.
I think the best shot Jay Lethal has is when he fights Mark Briscoe.
What?
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Because he has already lost to Jay White. He's already lost to Swerve. He's definitely not beating Moxley. And he's already lost to Roosh. I think.
don't.
So there you go. Moxley and Jay Briscoe. He's not beating Moxley. So Jay Briscoe is his only shot at getting a win.
Yeah, I mean,
Also, Wednesday was fun when it was Jay White versus Jay Lethal. And the crowd was chanting, "Let's go, Jay. Jay, you suck." And they just kept like doing random chants with just their first names. It was very fun.
yeah, I don't know. For me, I think I was recording or doing something that night, and I was just had it muted. But like when going back to what you were saying with Edge, I was like, God, she's making it completely obvious she's gonna hit Adam,
Yeah.
and not fucking.
I did burst out laughing when the ref got like sideswiped or something, and he was like turned around facing the outside of the ring, and then Christian just clear as day kicks him in the nuts. Yeah. That was fucking. It was beautiful.
Yeah.
Chef's kiss. Jeff's kiss.
I'm sorry. Did you just say Jeff's Kiss?
Jeff's Kiss. Yeah, it's from another podcast.
Oh.
He accidentally said Jeff instead of chef,
He's right.
and then it
Jeff's
turned
Kiss.
into a thing. So now they call it Jeff's Kiss.
Jeff's Kiss.
But yeah, I found that incredibly hilarious.
Yeah, stuff like that's funny.
He was just like, bam.
Also, I was
like, oh, shit.
very annoyed with, what was it? Wednesday night? I think it was Wednesday night.
Wednesday Night Dynamite.
I think every fight went out to the outside.
That's a very AEW thing, yeah.
I hate it. I hate it so much. They don't.
Oh,
do
you
a
meant
good job.
outside the barricade, not outside the ring.
Outside the ring. No, I mean
okay.
outside the ring.
Oh yeah, that's a very AEW
There
thing.
was so many times where I'm like, why are we not like? There has to be a time where I'm like, you could count it down and be like, they should be counted out.
Mhm. Yeah.
Adam Cole, by the way, I'd have sex with Adam Cole.
Okay, there you go.
I was trying to find a perfect spot to put that in there. And I'm like,
very loosey goosey.
I think Adam Cole is very genuinely a caring person, and I'd want him to be caring.
So
Yeah, I hate the rules for AEW.
yeah. So for your question for the draw, I'll be honest. I really thought Bryan Danielson and Andrade were going to draw.
That would have been good. I think that would have been great.
Because they went to go start the match. I looked at the clock, and I was like, "There's 21 minutes left in the show."
Planning it out like they're gonna fucking do it.
There's 21 minutes, and then they were going. They're like 5 minutes remaining. They were still going. 3 minutes remaining, still going. 2 minutes remaining, still going. And I was like, "Yep, they're going to." And then he beat him. There had to have been like 30 seconds left.
Do you think it's this weird thing with like Brian, where like?
So now my new
Oh, go ahead.
my new prediction:
Mm-hmm.
Swerve and Moxley will draw. So that way there is not a clear winner between the two, because those two will have the most points.
Mm-hmm.
And
both at
they will
9,
have
right?
to, yeah, which will put them both at 10.
Mm-hmm.
And those two will be the ones with the most points, so they will have to fight each other again in the semifinals to go to the finals. So you have them 20-minute draw now, so that way nobody gets beat. So then the first time one of them gets beat is in the semis.
Mm-hmm.
There's my prediction.
I was gonna say, do you think I was more gonna talk about Brian's
But anyway, go ahead.
condition,
I am so worried about him.
because it feels like how CM Punk was when he came to AEW, where it's just like something good would happen and then he'd get injured, and something good he'd come back, something good would happen and then he'd get injured. Like he got the title back both times. He was like injured again.
Yeah.
I think with Brian,
Some
like,
people
he's
wonder
doing a
if
great
it's-
job, and he's just
yeah.
like all of a sudden injured.
Some people wonder if it's that the style of AEW is a little too
Aggressive.
They take too many risks and stuff with some of the things they do. So I
Mhm.
mean, some of it's just freak accidents, and you can't.
I can't believe they showed. Whatchamacallit the other night. They showed Dante Martin's injury again.
Yeah.
I'm like,
holy
why do you keep
shit.
showing
Why
it?
Stop showing this.
His leg is in a different angle. That's
Yeah.
not how a foot goes.
Yeah, I agree. The first time that they showed it on TV, I like had only half heard what was happening and didn't realize they were showing it. And I was like, oh.
That's disgusting. Don't do that.
Yeah, I'm kind of worried about Brian. I'm like, this dude is just gonna fucking get. I can't believe he somehow got medically cleared to fucking wrestle with. After the so quickly after the orbital bone surgery, and then I don't know. And then in my head, I was like, okay, maybe they're like gonna protect him or whatever. And like, dudes are throwing full on like shots like right by that side of his face.
Yeah, did he have his eye patch on when the match started? Because I
Yeah.
just watched the clip where
He took it off and he
Yeah.
was like bleeding like here where the stitches were, because I guess the stitches got ripped or popped or something. I was like, dude's gonna fucking kill himself.
Yeah, he should quit soon.
Supposedly he's going to.
That's perfect. I'm glad I said it.
So I guess the question will also become: is he going to get through the tournament and be healthy enough to do this match, the rematch with Okada at Wrestle Kingdom?
Is he gonna? Let's talk about the most important thing. Is he gonna be good enough to fight Nigel McGuinness at All In?
Yeah,
because that's what I'm excited for.
Is he gonna be good enough to do that?
I legitimately want to see that match, just because it just caps off both of them and just be like.
I agree. I could see that as his final match.
The greatest part about it is that when Bryan Danielson is done and everything's said and done and he's gone, he's not going to be gone. He's going to be around. It's just going to be on a part-time, level.
Yeah.
I think having him take over, whether it's AEW, well, maybe not AEW completely, but like if he went and like took over for Ring of Honor as like the booking and everything, that'd be perfect.
Yeah, I would like to see him do something like that. I also think it'd be really interesting if he went if he's, he did his thing and he's like, I'm not going to be a full-time, wrestler anymore. I think that a really interesting story that could lead open to is him becoming the de facto leader of BCC, and like they could really go down a story. They could really go down a storyline of like since he's not wrestling full time, he starts to look for people to recruit, and he could recruit recruit 2 or 3 people. Yeah. But I feel like it only works if there's a storyline for it, right? So you can get 2 or 3 people. He could recruit some new people. He's training them, and there can be all these ups and downs and stuff. And you could like really start to like tell a long-term story of like Claudio and Moxley like not being happy with the people that he recruited, or like feeling like they're the ones who let the team down, and like they try to tell Bryanson about it, and like you could tell like a really good like long-term story there of like dissension and all that kind of happening within the BCC. I think that'd be a really cool story, and Bryan could be like on TV consistently. He could be working with new talent. He could be helping with backstage stuff. He doesn't have to be wrestling. And if he's, if his thing is that he's retiring as a full-time person, then you could still, build to a big pay-per-view match where he fights Moxley or something. Because he's not retiring completely. He's just retiring as a full-time competitor.
Yeah, no, it's interesting. Like I'm actually quite excited with his run in AEW this whole time since he's been there. I've even like seen places that sell his Funko, and I'm like, I kind of want to buy it. Like I kind of want to buy his pop. Like even at the WWE one, like it's just because he's not only a great wrestler, he's just a great mind in wrestling to be doing stuff. I'm excited for stuff even afterwards when he's done. Like for example, like Triple H, I wouldn't to think that like with what he did with the Black and Gold NXT, I would never think to be like, he's a great mind as far as booking and all that. But with Bryan Danielson, I can already see that he will be a great booking, great like just overall wrestling guy to help the group of people that are back there. And like I said, I don't think AEW has lost its way in what they're doing. I think they have too many people to figure out what to do with. They're doing things the right way. It's just they're not doing enough for the people who really should get a push and get, like what Culture has said before. What Culture has said before that the the AEW women's division is great. It's just not booked well.
Correct.
Everyone's great in it. It's just not booked well.
Correct. Correct. Yeah, it's not booked well, and and that was kind of behind. I texted the group chat and said that I would be really surprised if Mercedes Moné signs with AEW. Like I feel like it was like, oh, she's definitely going to sign with AEW when she had left and parted ways with the company and stuff. And now at this point, I'm kind of like, I don't know if she does. Like the talent is there, but they're not booked well. And the biggest thing they've shown consistently that they don't book the women's.
So here's the thing.
Well.
I think if Monet came in, that would be more of an issue for the other women because I think she'd be a top person. I think she'd be booked really well, but it doesn't help the overall group. The thing is that I completely agree with you in the way that she could go back to WWE or do New Japan, the biggest thing this year for WWE is that things have changed, and expert and massively.
Mm-hmm.
Things have changed massively for WWE because things have changed as far as management and booking, and Triple H isn't a weird, out of touch booker
Right.
like Vince was. And the fact that he can do these stuff, like you bring back these people like Kairi Sane and just everybody that he's brought back so far, people have enjoyed the fact that they're even back at all. I mean, even going so far as CM Punk, I'm a little bit upset that he's there, but it's just like right now I'm upset because they're not doing anything with him.
Right. I think the problem was that they wanted the shock and awe of it being so soon after the AEW
Yeah.
release, but they also wanted the crowd reaction that they were going to get in Chicago.
Yeah.
Which rushed the comeback.
Yeah. Which, by the way, they knew a while ago. They said that they didn't know until last minute. They knew there was Nakamura signs, and there's everybody was making mention to CM Punk so much that, like, why the fuck would Shinsuke Nakamura give Ricochet a GTS up in the entranceway? It's just like, come on.
Yeah,
You guys knew ahead of time he was coming back.
Right. They wanted the Chicago crowd for his return, which incidentally puts his return too early for what they want to do with him, which is they want him to, whether he wins or not, they want him to be in the Royal Rumble. And at this point, I would not be surprised, and I feel like the booking is on the wall. He's not wrestling until the Royal Rumble. Like, I would really be surprised if he wrestles before the Rumble. And so, like, in reality, he probably shouldn't have come back until about 3 weeks before the Rumble.
Do you?
But they wanted the Chicago crowd.
I know it's early, but who do you have winning the Rumble? Who do you think is going to just win it all?
I feel like the front runner right now is CM Punk. I think even if they're going to finish the story and have Cody Rhodes be the one to dethrone
He's not going to win the
Reigns,
Rumble.
he's not going to win the Rumble.
Okay.
I don't think he's going to win the Rumble because I really can't see Cody winning 2 years in a row and trying to do the finish the story thing again. I'll be honest. I think if Cody wins again, you severely risk the audience turning on him.
Yeah. I'm not a huge fan of him already, but yeah.
That's just my personal opinion. I think if Cody wins the Rumble 2 years in a row and he's gonna I'm gonna go after Brock Lesnar again or whatever. I think, after Roman Reigns again.
I was like, wait, what?
I think, now I'm not saying this happens, but I think you risk the crowd turning on him.
Yeah.
Like you risk a Roman Reigns thing.
Risk is the perfect word for it.
You risk a Roman Reigns thing where people then feel like you're trying to throw this down their throat. Also, when everybody got so invested and you told a great story last year, like, what is there really to add to the story to make it any different than the same exact thing you did last year? I think that's a huge problem.
I think the only thing that really adds to it is when he does win, people are going to be like, oh my God, this is crazy. It's going to be like if a team wins a World Series or something, it's going to be like everyone's just going to be in like, how did he do it? How did this happen?
Yeah. So if Cody's fighting Roman, then I think Punk wins the Rumble because he fights Rollins.
I think it'd be fun if what they did was...
It would be... I will also say it'd be very interesting if somebody completely different wins the Rumble and fights Reigns and Cody is not in the World Championship match. Like, that is totally possible and would be very interesting if they did that.
I think it'd be interesting if they did CM Punk winning the Rumble and then him mentioning that he's going to take it to Roman and then Seth getting mad about it and try to jump in and be like, fine, I'll just challenge you then and just fight him at WrestleMania. I think it'd be a nice swerve to make him seem like he's not going to fight Rollins and then go, yeah, fine, I'll fight you since you want to complain so much. By the way, I am not... I complained a lot. I feel like when it first happened at Survivor Series, I complained a lot about CM Punk being in WWE.
You did.
It's not a concept of I'm an AEW fan. I mean, I am an AEW more fan, but I'm actually like I'm enjoying what WWE's doing,
Mm-hmm.
and it's not because of CM Punk. It's just in general.
I mean, we're clearly on like a swing of like the momentum is on WWE side, and I feel like WWE is
To WWE Renaissance.
like I feel like especially as we start to get into closer to WrestleMania season, I mean it's going to be tough. Like I almost feel like I'm going to become more interested in what WWE has got going on than AEW.
Really
Maybe I don't know.
Really wish I would have bought those tickets to WrestleMania. No, I'm kidding.
But I will say the Continental Classic has done. I do want to make this point because we're talking about what makes us want to watch. I will say the Continental Classic has done something that I didn't think it was going to do, and that was make me want to watch the show. Like I was
Okay.
like, oh, this is a cool tournament, but like I'm not like I don't know that I'm gonna watch whatever but like this week was a perfect example where I said like, oh, I have to watch. Like I was like, I want to watch. Not that I have to. I was like, I want to watch Collision because I specifically want to see Claudio versus Eddie Kingston because the last 2 matches they did were really good, and I specifically want to watch Bryan Danielson and Andrade. Like it did a thing for me where like I didn't think it was going to like make me be like, oh, I want to watch because of XYZ.
I think that's the one thing they got going for him. I wanted to mention that before to finish up my CM Punk mention. I feel the way Seth does, where I feel like he is a hypocrite, and I don't know why he's there, but I'm still glad he's there. Like I'm glad he's somewhere. I'm glad we have the ability to still watch him even after he fought with Jack Perry or whatever. But yeah, the concept of that that AEW, because we didn't really talk about Dynamite too much, but the fact that AEW does have that tournament, I think it does. Me personally, not like super invested in the Continental Classic, but I think considering that they have the Edge and Christian thing, and then MJF and the Devil stuff,
Yeah,
the Edge and Christian stuff is kind of good, but like I enjoy watching that, but then I don't know what they're doing with the MJF and the Devil thing, man. It's really weird.
yeah. There's multiple. I feel like there's multiple people it could be, and multiple directions they could take it. I could definitely see. I'm not saying this is who it is. I'm saying that I definitely see a world where it ends up being Jack Perry. I definitely see a world where I see it end up being MJF. There's definitely a world where I see it ending, where I see it being Tony Khan.
So we have because we have multiple people that can be a part of this, but
Yeah,
you're
Hangman
saying
Page is another one it could be.
You're saying who's behind the actual Devil mask?
Right. Who's leading the charge?
Because undoubtedly, Wardlow is one of them.
Yeah.
They decided to have his match right after the thing last week, where as soon as he took his mask off, his hair was like a mess when he came down to the ring. Where people were like, not only did the big dude with the bat who came in, who Samoa Joe pulled, not only that, but the next person to come out for a match his hair was super just messy, and
I didn't even notice that.
people were like, "Oh, one of them is Wardlow."
Interesting. I
Because
didn't even notice that.
They have stated the people who are in the masks now are the people who are the part of the group.
Yeah.
So it's not like they're just putting body doubles in. I'm guessing when they had that first scrawny little person who attacked Jay White, that wasn't the original plan, or it wasn't
Probably
the person.
not.
So he said who they have now in the suits, whatever. That is who is going to be in the group.
Yeah.
That's whatever group it is. One of them has mentioned that one of them looks like the movement style when they were surrounding Samoa Joe in the ring. One of them moved like Kyle O'Reilly, they said.
That'd be interesting.
Which he should be back soon. So I could see it being like something simple like
Adam Cole's the other one it could be.
Yeah. The Kingdom and Roderick. I could see them being a part of it. I could see what's the other one that I was gonna say? I could see Jack Perry being the guy behind the mask.
Yep.
And then all the rest of them is just like the Kingdom, Wardlow, whatever.
Yeah, it's interesting because there's a couple different directions they could go.
Yeah.
It could be Jack Perry, could be MJF, could be Adam Cole, could be Tony Khan. I think the Tony Khan thing is really interesting. It would be a very Vince McMahon move. It's a very Vince McMahon.
It's very Vince McMahon. I don't like it because it's very Vince McMahon. It's not even very Vince McMahon. It's very old school WWE, and I'm like, I don't like it.
I will say that I only like it because it would be like such really good storytelling if it was him. But I feel like it also doesn't work quite as much since he's a face, but maybe it does because they want it, because like an Austin Vince thing. But I will also say that I don't like that idea because I don't think Tony Khan can act worth a damn.
No, he can't.
But in terms of it being like he is secretly doing it, and that's why the lights can go off, and that's why the video packages can play, and like all of it has been like all of the devil things have been like, oh, let's attack Jay White. So Jay White gets his sights set on MJF. Let's attack anybody who then tries to help MJF because we want Jay White to get the belt off of him. We want, so it kind of and now he's becoming like more brazen. Like he's like, we're just going to flat out attack MJF because we want the belt off of him.
And the fact
because he keeps being like, I'm going to leave maybe I'm going to leave in 2024.
That would be really good.
Like from a story perspective, it's an amazing
Tony
idea.
would be such a like neutral stance though. He would just be like, this is why I did it, because I don't want you to have the title, and it's best for business.
Right. Well, that's what I mean. The story behind it is fucking amazing, but I don't think Tony Khan can act it. I don't think Tony Khan can act to make it work.
No.
Which is why I hope it's not him.
Yeah.
But from a story perspective, that would be amazing.
I could see him backing it. I'd be like, yeah, I gave them all full reign to do this thing because I want to protect my title, my championship in my company, and
I mean, it would be
let's fucking go.
Like if to equate it, if he did that, like if we found out it was Tony Khan, I feel like that is the closest we can get to, and then there's like a little bit of a rivalry or whatever happens. I feel like that's the closest we can get to 2011 when Punk was going to leave. And he was like, I'm leaving with the championship. And then he started and that was when the pipe bombs were born and all that. Like that's the closest. Like that's what it would feel like.
Do you think it'd be crazy if like it was him and he pulled off the mask and he just turned into him like angry press conference mode? He's like, listen, MJF, I said that I knew that I didn't want you to take the title, and this is what we're gonna do, and I need to make a group that made sure, and like he just does that whole like him talking like the whole with what was it? Was it full? One of the
Full Gear, I think.
One of the ones that wasn't. It was one of the press conferences with CM Punk next to him because he was like, "Let's fucking go." Just that whole like rant, and then CM Punk's like, "Relax."
That would have had to have been when Punk was in good graces. So
when he had it
would have either been when Punk first won the title or when Punk did his first pay-per-view with.
It might have been the first
Darby.
pay-per-view. It might have been the first pay-per-view because he's like. Someone brought up something and he got so offended that he started going off. But
I will also say I did really like the idea that I forget who posted it in the group chat of like what if it's there's no like main guy or whatever and they're all doing it together and it's FTR, Wardlow, and Sean, like the guys from Pinnacle.
Yeah.
I like that. That'd be cool.
It's like Scream.
That's like
There's
a
no
cool
actual person.
That's like a cool idea.
Unless it's it's Tully Blanchard.
It's Tully Blanchard.
He's part of the Pinnacle again, and he's making his own Pinnacle, and
Exactly.
FTR and Wardlow and Sean
All right,
Spears.
I'm not gonna lie. I got pee so bad.
Do you want to go pee now, or do you want to just wrap it up?
Are you done? We can wrap it
Well,
up.
I mean, we're at what, an hour?
An hour and 15.
I mean, if you want to talk, is there anything else you could think of that we could talk about?
I think we covered it all.
Yeah. Hopefully this week we'll get some kind of clue into who it is. I assume we're not going to find out until World's End.
I assume that as well.
Well, that's
And then and then if there's a main person behind the mask, we'll get that match we'll get him versus MJF at Revolution.
Okay.
in March. That would be my guess.
Revolution is like their WrestleMania, right?
I feel like Double or Nothing is like the WrestleMania.
I just mean because like they're going to be around the same time as WrestleMania, and also Sting and
It'll be
last
Sting's
match
last
and-
match, yeah.
But anyway, we'll see.
With Darby. I'm guessing Darby.
We'll find out. But that's it for us.
That's it.
Kibbles is gonna go to the bathroom. I'm probably gonna go home. Maybe take some more pills.
Yep.
And yeah, probably just relax because I'm so my head hurts so much.
Yeah.
It's surprisingly talking about this stuff is like it hurts less than when I got here, so that's good.
That's good.
So yeah, maybe this will come out and you'll be ready to watch Monday Night Raw in a couple hours. Who knows?
Yep.
Depends on when I put it out.
And everybody.
What do they have? What?
Run to the bathroom right now and do the needful.
Oh, okay. I liked that concept,
okay.
and I hated the fact that it kind of took away from.
It felt very odd to me to be like, we're going to announce it's Randy Orton, and then the whole show we're going to have the good guys and the bad guys talk about how Randy Orton's not here yet, and then he's not going to stand in the cage. Like it was strange to me because I guess